Gumbel, Dan Marino, Shannon, Sharpe, Boomer Esiason, the NFL Today.
Welcome back live, everyone, to the NFL Today as the Colts and Patriots get ready for tomorrow's big showdown. A reminder, we'll be here to set the stage with another special AFC Divisional Playoff edition of the NFL Today at 4 Eastern Time. Bonnie Bernstein is in Foxborough. She has more on tomorrow's clash.
Greg, the field here at Foxborough seemingly gotten just as much press as the players in this game. It rained here earlier in the week, but the grounds crew did not put a tarp on the field until Thursday afternoon, prompting all of those skeptics to wonder whether the Patriots were trying to use Mom Nature to soften up the field and therefore slow down these speedy Colts. But I can tell you, I've covered a bunch of bad weather games here. This is one of the better draining fields in the league. No precipitation forecast between now and game time, so field conditions should not be a problem. On the injury front, both teams dealing with defensive end issues. New England's All-Pro Richard Seymour has been limited in practice this week, still dealing with a knee injury he suffered back on December 26th. He is questionable. Doubtful, however, is the Colts' Robert Mathis, who suffered a knee injury of his own last week in the playoff game against Denver. He hasn't practiced at all this week, and while everybody talks about Dwight Freeney because he leads the league in sacks, Mathis certainly no slouch. He has 10.5 sacks of his own and leads Indy in special teams tackles, so if he doesn't play, he'll be missed in a couple of areas. Finally, the big matchup everybody's anticipating, New England's makeshift secondary against Indy's well-stocked core of receivers. And when we talked to Bill Belichick yesterday, he had an interesting take on the absence of veteran cornerbacks Tyrone Poole and Ty Law. He said, you know, Poole's only played about 5 games for us, and Law's been inactive the last 9, and somehow we're still 14-2 and second in the league in points allowed. Greg, so there's a little food for thought for you.
All right, Bonnie, thank you. Everybody's talking about those receivers of the Colts against that secondary of the Patriots, but still it seems to come down to Peyton Manning against Bill Belichick.
Yeah, it really does, and Bill Belichick has done a great job, Greg, of somehow confusing Peyton Manning, if you can imagine that. But here it is. It goes back to Bill Belichick believing that it's his system, not the players that make these plays. But I tell you what, Peyton Manning come up with one fewer turnover than what he's had in the previous games. They win this game.
You know, I know everything's about Peyton Manning, and rightfully so. He's had a great season. But, you know, there's a guy on the other side that actually has a Super Bowl ring. He has 2 Super Bowl rings, and he won those games at the end of the game. There isn't a bigger, better big game player in the NFL than Tom Brady. I'm going to stick with him. I think he's the guy that will outplay Peyton Manning.
And the key for Tom Brady and New England Patriots is the limited time of possessions at the Indianapolis Colts, and that's converting on 3rd down and running the ball with Corey Dillon. And if they can do that, they take the possessions away from the Colts. That gives them the best chance to win.
I'm just telling you, the Patriots can play offense with the Indianapolis Colts. I'm just telling you, it's in their building. They can play offense. Only one time under 20 points.
We're going to talk about it tomorrow, but I'm really glad the way that took you by surprise. Oh, he's got 2 Super Bowl. Time now for the guys to take some quick hits. As always, buzz in only if you disagree with your colleague. Dan, you start. Of the 8 quarterbacks playing this weekend, who's got the most pressure on him?
Well, there's a lot of pressure on Donovan McNabb because he's lost 3 NFC championship games. But I really think all the pressure in this playoff series comes down to Peyton Manning because he's done some incredible things this year, is breaking records, doing all the great things he's done. But when you think about it, he has all his weapons. People have high expectations. He hasn't done well against Bill Belichick in New England, so the pressure's on him. But here's the deal. You know what? This guy can deal with the pressure. That's why he gets the big money.
I hate to say this, but I think it's Donovan McNabb. And you said he actually said that he listens to everything. Listen, there's a lot of pressure on him because he said this year it's Super Bowl or nothing. And now with Terrell Owens out, it's all on his shoulders. So I think it's Donovan McNabb.
Right. I agree.
All right, thank you.
Who cares what you think?
Of the coaches, which one has the most pressure on him over the weekend?
You know what? I think it's going to be Andy Reid because here he is. He's coached the Pro Bowl, and that goes to the loser of the NFC Championship game for the last 3 consecutive years. And so I think he has the most pressure. He has everything he wants. He has home field advantage. He has a healthy Donovan McNabb. He has a healthy Brian Westbrook. So if he doesn't get here, the pressure clearly is on his shoulders.
I have to agree with that. I was going to say Bill Cowher, but it pains me to say it. But I
thought these were buzzer-friendly questions.
All right, Boomer, an unprecedented 3 road teams won on Wild Card Weekend. Which road team has the best chance to win this time around?
Oh, this is definitely going to get a buzz here. You guys are going to know that I'm going to pick the Jets and stay with them. I think that, you know, they're familiar, they're healthy. Chad Pennington's playing better now than he did the last time they saw them. I have a feeling that it's going to be the Jets this weekend that has the best chance to win. I know Indianapolis.
I don't even think I don't think the Jets have beaten Pittsburgh since the Carter administration. So what makes us think they're going to beat them now in George W. Bush, the second Bush administration? No way. I think it's.
Is that a red or white state?
That's a great state. All all things being equal, I think St. Louis has the best chance.
Really?
Yep.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Shannon, all 4 divisional playoff games are rematches from the regular season. Who's that benefit? The winner, the loser, neither one?
You know what? I've always felt that it was easier to play on the road than it is to play home in a playoff game for the simple fact you don't have to worry about your wife saying go out and get this, watching the kids. You don't have to worry about the extra tickets. You get there, you get in your hotel room, you shut up because nobody gives you an opportunity to win this football game anyway. So the only people that you can count on and believe in is those guys in the locker room. So I think it's easier to call.
So you're saying you'd rather play on the road in a playoff game?
Yes, sir. Yes,
on
sir.
the road in
yes,
a playoff game?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever lost a playoff game on a team that's ever lost a playoff game? Oh, you actually are on the Indianapolis Colts team that lost.
I got 12 consecutive playoff wins, which is an NFL record.
So you would know better than most.
Which is an NFL record.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Dan, we saved the easy ones for you. Which wide receiver would you rather have on your team, Randy Moss or Terrell Owens?
Oh, man, this is a tough question. They are both, they're both unbelievable. And I would be a little selfish and say, can I have them both? Can I have them both on my team? Is it all right? Can I have them both?
No, you can't say that.
I would say, with all the problems Randy Moss, off the field and some of the problems he causes, I would say T.O. because he has matured a little bit, I think, since he's got to Philly. But I want them both.
You know what, Dan?
Come on, Busby. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, what are you going to say?
He wants to talk about the road playoff games again.
Because Randy Moss is still the best player, the best wide receiver in football. And T.O., even though T.O. caught 14 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, he said, you know what, before I broke my ankle, they were still not throwing me the football. I wasn't getting double covered. He's always complaining.
Randy Moss is not even the best player on his team. Dante Culpepper's the best player on his team. And Randy Moss, as I said earlier in the show, is too big of a jerk to be the best player in football.
All I know is Randy Moss put up them numbers before Dante Culpepper.
All right.
Tell him, Bowman.
Up next, Ben Roethlisberger of the Steelers, coming off a dream season in the NFL, a far cry from his beginning as a wide-eyed rookie.
I remember the first time I actually stepped in the huddle at minicamp. I look across the huddle and I see Jerome. And this is a guy I have a poster of, growing up watching, you see him on TV commercials, and I totally forgot to play. And so I think I've come a long way.
Everybody's getting wireless camera phones. Don't get left behind. Radio Shack makes it easy.
My designer has got to see this.
Get this Sprint PCS A680 by Samsung. With 2-year agreement, it's just $39.99. Take, send, or store pictures and video or download content with Sprint PCS Vision.
My insurance agent will never believe this.
Oh, I think he will.
Radio Shack.
From the producer of Training Day.
They're surrounding the place.
Imagine you're under siege.
My phones aren't working.
By an army of dirty cops.
They can't allow any of us to leave here alive.
And the only ones who can save you.
All right, choose a weapon. Come on, baby.
Are the deadliest criminals in the city.
We all gotta start trusting each other if we're gonna make it through this night.
Assault on Precinct 13.
When this is over, you're going back to jail.
I'd like to see you come try. Rated R. Starts Wednesday at theaters everywhere.
You've got friends, you've got beer. The trick is, A, never confusing the two. B, having plenty of both. C, always having something to drink to. Life beckons, and you're holding the key.
Call 1-800-925-4VON or visit Vonage.com. Also available at these fine retailers.
A lot of flavor on these new spicy wings. A lot of flavor. Maybe too much flavor.
Maybe we should stop eating them.
That's a good one! That's a good one. Too much flavor.
Too much flavor? All the more to savor. Introducing KFC's brand new finger-looking good spicy barbecue wings and smoky jalapeno sauce with a shot of honey. 6 for $2.99, 18 for $7.99. Or try our classic honey barbecue wings. There's no such thing as too much flavor at KFC. CBS Monday on a new CSI Miami. His dream was to ride along with the Miami PD. He picked the wrong day.
Where isn't a ride along? Maybe he took off, or maybe he got taken for a ride.
Freeze!
We got a real-life Bonnie and Clyde on our hands.
He was very good at making enemies.
The question becomes, which one of them got to him first?
CSI Miami, a new episode, CBS Monday.
Pittsburgh quarterback Ben Roethlisberger getting ready to face the Jets today. The Offensive Rookie of the Year says those bruised ribs are fine. He's not rusty, despite not having played for nearly 3 weeks. Welcome back, everyone, as we continue here on the NFL Today. Peyton Manning notwithstanding, Roethlisberger made his share of quarterback headlines this season, including a rookie record 13 straight wins as a starter. But when I spoke with him this week, Ben was well aware that no matter what he's done, the playoffs are a brand new ballgame.
And here comes Ben on the roll. Guns it over the middle. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! What a play by Big Ben.
He does not look like a rookie in any way, shape, or form.
Are you getting all kinds of advice, as your first playoff game approaches?
Since day one, I've had a million coaches since I got here. The key is just listening, listening to everybody, but taking in what certain people say, the people that are experienced. Those are guys that you really try and listen to, and because they've been there before and they know what I'm about to go through.
He's evolved from the first time starting, coming in, replacing Tommy.
I think Tommy Maddox has an issue with that right arm. That had to hurt that elbow.
The whole goal is the veteran guys, you maintain your level of play and let him progress week in and week out.
What's he like in the huddle?
He's two different Bens. He's the Ben early in the season that you never got eye contact. He was in a huddle. He was doing this. He was reading the play. And then he said, on two, ready, go.
That's the first time you saw his eyes.
That's the first time you saw his eyes. He said, okay, he called a play, okay, on two.
Coach told me the play. I kept saying it over and over in my head to get in the huddle, and I just repeat it, memorize it back to him. And I look across the huddle, and I see Jerome, and I totally forgot to play. And so I think I've come a long way from those days to reading it off to now. I can pretty much tell the guys and have confidence when I say a play.
1, 2, 3.
People talk all the time about how, calm and mature and it looks so easy. It's tough out there. Those guys, the guys around me, have made it easier.
I think that, he's had a super year. He stayed very humble throughout this process. I think he has stayed very focused throughout it. And he's a very mature kid for his age.
Are you ready?
Do you think he really knows what this is all about?
He thinks he knows. He thinks he knows. Just like all the young guys, they think they know about the playoffs. Oh, yeah, I know about it. And they tell you, oh, yeah. But when you get out there and you see the speed of the game, it's different because the playoffs is definitely a totally different beast than the regular season.
It's like everything else right now. I don't think it really affects him. If he does not play well for whatever reason, it's not going to be because it's the playoffs and because of his pressure. This kid does not, in my mind, since I've been around him, does not overreact to pressure.
I've never been through this experience before, but I see what they're doing as leaders that they are to me. I need to step up my end of the bargain and try and hold up my end because they're counting on me as much as I'm counting on them.
Is it all that easy to shut out all the other stuff, the top-selling jersey, the Roethlisbergers that are sold around town?
It is, because to me it's all about football. Because if I don't go out and perform on Sunday, then none of that other stuff ever happens. It never means anything. What it all boils down to is football. It's what happens between the lines. And so to me, that's what matters the most.
We heard from Dan Deerdorf earlier in the show. He showed us footage of Ben Roethlisberger having some concern about that right thumb. Obviously, that's a big part of this game because if he's not the same, then it changes the nature and the complexion of this game.
It surely does. And remember, Plexico Burress is going to be on the field with him this game as opposed to the last game. And, that's going to be something we'll watch early in the game to see what kind of effect it has on it. Now, listen, going into this game, I think two key players, Kareem McKenzie, Jason Fabini, the two tackles for the offense of the New York Jets. Listen, I played 9 games in Pittsburgh when I was in Cincinnati. It is loud. It is emotional. Even though it wasn't the stadium, it's still the same fans. Those guys have got to be very careful not to hold the linebackers of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're key. You cannot make a turnover early in this game. Don't get beat on a busted play by Ben Roethlisberger, Hines Ward, Antoine Randall, and Plexico Burress. And you have to create turnovers on defense. I like the Jets in this game, guys. I know that it's not a very popular pick around the league. I am not a homer, by the way, Pittsburgh fans. Remember, the Jets didn't want me after 1996. I just think that Chad Pennington's playing better now than he did the last time these two teams played. I'm going to pick the Jets in a close one.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Since the Super Bowl era, only one rookie quarterback has won a playoff game. And I bet you out there, you'll never guess who it is. It is Sean King of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you have to understand, Ben Roethlisberger is still a rookie. But I do feel the Pittsburgh Steelers will run this football with Jerome Bettis and Deuce Staley, take a lot of pressure off the Roethlisberger, and they will win. I like the Steelers at home.
And I think you're going to have a second rookie win a playoff game today in Roethlisberger. And really, for Big Ben, all he's got to do is just go out there and let it happen. Don't put pressure on himself. You know, there's high expectations, yes, but he's a rookie, so, you know, you have going into this game, you got to understand that he may make some mistakes, but just let the guys have, you're healthy offensively, get Big Plex back. You know, you have Staley, Bettis is back running the football. If they continue to do what they've been doing all year, and he doesn't make any mistakes early, they'll win this game, and he'll be the second guy to win a rookie win a playoff.
You guys think it's going to be low scoring and close, don't you?
Very low scoring.
All right, guys, call the neighbors. When we come back, Thurston Long hands out the coveted hardware with the award show to end all award shows.
What do you get when you combine the All-Madden team, the All-Iron team, Howie Long's tough guys, and the Terrys all together? A big piece of junk. Stay tuned for the Thirsties, the one award show you can't afford to miss, coming up on the NFL Today.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by January 16th.
You are now free to move about the country.
I can't believe he swallowed my cell phone.
Sounds like he's on hold.
Your wait time is 46 minutes.
It's peak hours.
Ooh, daytime charges.
And you could be roaming.
Is your wireless company charging you a fortune?
I'm going in.
Come to T-Mobile and talk whenever nationwide.
Whenever.
For a limited time only, get 1,000 whenever minutes and free nights and weekends. Just $45.99.
T-Mobile. Get more.
In the heat of the game,
I just asked if it was diet!
Nothing is more important.
Any man has a chance to sweep any woman off her feet. That's where I come in.
Than a good coach.
What is the objective? Shock and awe. That was shockingly awful.
Will Smith is...
Women relate dancing to sex. Even a great dancer can blow it with one of these.
Now that's what I need to be learning.
Get out.
Pitch, rated PG-13.
Heartburn's back? Heartburn is back? Heartburn's back? Third day this week, so he carries these.
You might try a different kind of medicine.
One made for frequent heartburn. Prilosec OTC.
It's the only OTC that directly shuts down lots of acid pumps.
That's why one pill a day can work for 24 hours to give you zero heartburn.
Sounds like smooth sailing.
One pill a day.
24 hours, zero heartburn.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, it is.
We got a patient in the ER.
Car accident.
She's in bad shape.
How can we help?
We don't have her records.
Medical history.
They're not at the hospital. She's from out of town. Her doctor.
We can't find him.
Pharmacy.
Closed. We need her records.
Somebody's got to tie all this stuff together.
Done.
Help desk.
Good job, good job. 15, I need to talk to you, son. I need a
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Just call 877-NFL-SHOP. For a free team catalog, go to NFL Shop on NFL.com or call 877-NFL-SHOP.
The NFL Today is presented by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39.
Welcome back, everyone, as we close in on kickoff for the Jets and the Steelers here on the NFL Today. The season for award shows is underway, but you can forget about the Oscars. Thurston Long and Punt TV are ready to show Hollywood how it's done.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Billy Crystal. Plummer and Favre throwing defenders their passes. Parcells and Sapp disappointing the masses. Turley and Martz exchanging blows. These are the season's most memorable lows. When the Vikes back in, when the Browns can't win, when Holmgren denies Alexander 1 yard. I simply remember the season's funniest things. Then I laugh so hard. Now, here's our host,
host, the man Rudy Martzke called the best new face in pregame television, Thurston Long. Terrific opening number, Billy. I know you've hosted the Academy Awards. You ever won the big one? Oh, that's all right. Neither did Marino. Okay, welcome to the first annual Thirsty Awards, recognizing the best and worst of the NFL. The main award will be for the most outrageous performance. Our first nominee, Peyton Manning of the Colts. Peyton, what's with the audibleizing and all those hand signals? Show us how you do it. Wow, what's that one for?
2 hot dogs with mustard, no relish. Waiting for me on the sidelines. If I do this, that means with a side of cheese fries.
Wow, all those hand signals. Why can't you be more like Jake Plummer? All he uses is a single finger. Hi-oh! Next up, a man who always plays to win the thirsty. Jets coach Herm Edwards. Coach, I guess you backed in.
I got this letter from Punt TV, and I'm on the bus. Some people get on the front of the bus or the back of the bus. It doesn't matter. I'm on the bus.
Now, Herm, to be honest, after last week in San Diego, how close did you come to throwing Eric Barton under that bus? 2 nominees down, 2 to go. By the way, the eventual winner is only known to the accounting firm of Wannstedt, Davis, and Erickson. It's about time somebody held them accountable. Our final nominees, 2 wide receivers who never look for attention. The Eagles' Terrell Owens and the Vikings' Randy Moss. Hey, Randy, what's with the do? I haven't seen hair that bad since Donald Trump's. I'll get to you in a moment. But first, Terrell, how's that bum wheel?
T.O.'s been rehabbing. T.O. will be ready for the Super Bowl.
Really? What section will you and Donovan be sitting in? Hey, where'd Randy go?
He left 2 seconds ago.
All right, well, while we look for Randy, let's send it over to the woman whose Orange Bowl performance was worse than Oklahoma's, Ashley Simpson.
Singing. Anyway, I'm out of lip sync. Roll the tape.
In ceremonies held earlier, the Susan Lucci Perennial Loser Award goes to Chargers coach Marty Schottenheimer. The Jackie Smith Good Hands Award goes to Seattle wide receiver Bobby Engram. The Scott Norwood Clutch Performance for a Place Kicker goes to San Diego's Nate Kading.
They actually hand those things out? Must have been a sponsored element. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. And the winner of this year's Thirsty is Randy Moss. Randy, you're back. Congratulations. What do you think of the Thirsty?
Let me show you.
Only Warren Moon and Joe Buck thought that was disgusting as he watched the Fox Network. Now back to a bunch of guys who define class. And you too, Boomer.
You know, it is scary how close to true life Thurston Long can be.
I don't know what
get back to the game, please.
Hey, Boomer, guys with class.
All right, can we get back to the game, please?
What's important today?
What I think is important, the Jets cannot make an early mistake. So much emotion in the stadium out in Pittsburgh. If they make the early mistake, they get down, and the Steelers can play from ahead. That will end the game for the Jets.
The Jets need to match the Pittsburgh Steelers' intensity early on. The later it gets in this ball game, and the Jets are right there, it's going to get tighter and tighter around the necks of the Steelers. You better be ahead by a lot.
No, well, the Pittsburgh Steelers, as far as, you know, their defense, I mean, this team does not give up points at home in Pittsburgh. I think they've only given up average 6 points a game, given up 6 points a game last 4 games of the year. So they play defense. I don't see them giving up a lot of points.
If it's close late, the Jets got a chance.
AFC Divisional playoff game upcoming. It is the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dick Enberg and Dan Deerdorf are standing by to call the action. It's like romper room here. We'll see you at halftime. Enjoy the game here on CBS.
Who are they singing about? Their favorite American, one of the most popular athletes in the world. So how come you've never heard of him? 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Numbers, a new drama, premieres CBS Sunday, January 23rd.
Hey, good boy. I'll be right back. Don't steal the car. What did you do? Unlock the door. You get the keys.
Yellow Book, solving life's little problems. Yellow Book, not the other book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
A business decision gone wrong.
Where's the IT manager?
Three people with a motive.
We're all going to jail.
There was nothing we could do.
It had to be done.
One man has the answer.
Richard Parks. You're right there. It was her idea. I will not be the scapegoat. Arrest her.
Shut up, Richard.
I'm not a cop. I'm from Kovad. Peter Boggs. We spoke about Kovad VoIP the other day. The Kovad guy.
Save up to 40% with a simpler voice and data network. Increased productivity with one-click conferencing and a Find Me feature so you're always reachable. Business class voice quality, and it's unbelievably easy to manage.
You know, I said toss out your old phone system, but I didn't mean it literally.
Get your free voice assessment today.
More and more people are discovering great tasting steak without a grill. Thanks to the new steak, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts, served on a freshly baked bagel. By the looks of it, their grills aren't too happy. Dunkin' Donuts, bring yourself back. Purchase a new steak, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich and get a medium coffee, free.
Nobody stands behind their cars like Mitsubishi, because every new Mitsubishi now comes with a 10-year powertrain warranty, 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, and 3 years free scheduled maintenance. Now, get up to $5,500 in combined cash on the best back cars in the world.
Mary Kay Kleist, weekends on CBS 2.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Fourth and goal. Breeze throws it up for grabs. Knocked down. And there's a flag back at the 25-yard line. 40 yards away to win it in overtime for the Chargers. Kick on the way. It is no good. He missed it wide right. The kick on the way. Good. The Jets win it in overtime. Looks like we made it. I thought so till today. Until you
Hold on, not so fast. Today, the Jets face the best record in football, these Steelers. In Pittsburgh, where they've yet to lose this season.
Don't lose at home. Don't lose at home. 1, 2, 3, dominate.
And dominate they have, led by a ferocious defense and the timing of Big Ben, their surprising and undefeated first-year quarterback. Today, the rookie will endeavor to keep alive the Steelers' drive for 5, that long quest for a 5th ring, one for the thumb. Will history smile on the Steelers' side, or will the Jets author a second straight playoff road upset? Potential heroes in this 4-quarter drama. Who will write tomorrow's headline?
Vince Lombardi. Winning the championship.
The playoffs, win or go home.
The playoffs.
Let's do it, die.
It wouldn't matter if I had to play 20 years to win a Super Bowl. That's my goal.
Field in Pittsburgh, the scene, 65,000 fans to see the Jets, the upset winners last week at San Diego against the best record in football, the Steelers 15-1. The terrible towels are out as the Steelers are introduced, linking this team 25 years back to the last Super Bowl champions that represented this city, those glorious 70s when Chuck Noll's team won 4 Super Bowl titles. They are ready in Pittsburgh as we welcome you. Dick Enberg with Hall of Famer Dan Deerdorf, and this is what they fight for their entire lives.
Dick, this is the best weekend of football all season. I know last weekend, wild card weekend, is great, but the 4 best teams in the league come out to protect their home field advantage this weekend.
They played earlier a month ago. The Steelers won 17-6, but the Jets outgained them in that game. And Pittsburgh presents one of the great stories of this football season in young Ben Roethlisberger.
The toast of the town, number 7 is. And let me tell you something. In that very first game, he didn't play the best that he could play. Now, Ben, interestingly enough, bruised his ribs about 3 weeks ago. They're fine. About an hour and a half ago, he was out here on the field experimenting as to whether or not to wear gloves, even sucking his thumb. I'm not sure what that's all about. But he played his worst game of the year against the Jets in that first meeting, and the Jets defended him with this front four. They got both of their ends upfield because Ben loves to run laterally out of the pocket, and they did a lot of twisting and looping with their tackles inside. Statistically, a bad game for Roethlisberger. And on the Jets sideline, that's John Abraham, their all-pro defensive end. He's going to miss his 6th consecutive game, Dick.
Yeah, terror on the edge, one of the best pass rushers in football, will not play today. Well, while it's the thumb maybe that's a concern, Big Ben and the Steelers, it was the shoulder of Chad Pennington. He injured at midseason, missed 3 games. He admits he is not 100%, but he showed that arm is getting stronger last week.
It is getting better. He's not the strongest arm quarterback that has ever played this game, but he really did make himself and the Jets rest a lot easier with his ability to go deep. This long touchdown pass, 47 yards to Santana Moss, is something, Dick, that Chad and the Jets are going to have to do today quite often against the Steelers. Now, the UPS reliable game points. I think both emotionally and physically, the Jets left a lot in San Diego last week. Can they fill the bucket again? And for Pittsburgh, he has not looked like a rookie at all this season, but this is Big Ben's first playoff game. It'll be interesting to see how he does, Dick.
And an added bonus to 13,000-yard rushers, the Bus Bettis and Curtis Martin of the Jets.